Well, June has been a month of hydration, let me tell you, and by that I'm not talking about stratum corneum water content, but rather grab your cats and dogs 2 by 2 and bring them inside, because every day the sky seems to open up and dump a bunch of rain. It has been a wild and wet month. Weather small talk aside, let's get into these monthly reviews. Coming in hot from Olay. Now, Olay, we all love to chide, we love to side-eye, because who do they think they are? Charging $30, $40 a pop for a small jar of drugstore facial moisturizer. Well, you gotta keep your eyes peeled and you have to keep your mind wide open, because sometimes they drop some little gems. And I have seen this in Walmart, in the drugstores. The Olay Complete Rich Moisturizing Cream, sensitive, fragrance-free. Speaking my language here, look at the size of this. 4 times larger than their typical facial moisturizer. It has glycerin, very hydrating. It has niacinamide. Let me tell you, niacinamide, we talk about it pretty much every single day on this channel. B vitamin, good for dark spots, redness, the moisture barrier, anti-aging. It actually has a good bit of research behind it. Clinical research, not just cells in a dish. And clinical application for topical niacinamide, provided you tolerate it. Also has panthenol, another B vitamin that's very moisturizing. It has ceramides. This is $19.99 for the 8.5 ounces, which works out to roughly $2.35 per ounce. And for Olay, it's like, wow, they dropped a gem. Here's the tea on that. It's a great facial moisturizer. It performs the same as any other Olay facial moisturizer I have ever tried, including some of the more expensive ones. Mind you, it doesn't have retinol in it, so it's not quite the same as, for example, their retinol cream, which the retinol in that can help improve collagen production and improve the visible signs of skin aging. It doesn't have some of the jazzy peptides that Olay is known for, but it's got really the backbone of a good moisturizer. It can be used on the face and on the body. I ended up using it from head to toe. It worked out really well for me. Left my skin moisturized, soft, hydrated. Not as deeply hydrating as many other facial moisturizers, but got the job done. Olay also, as a side note, is one of those brands that is always locked up these days in the drugstores, Walmart, Target, etc. If you're someone who is an Olay loyalist and you want to keep using Olay moisturizers because they've always worked out well for you, but you're looking to save some coin, try this one out because it works really well. But as far as affordable, that is relative, right? There's always something way more expensive out there, and there's always something a lot less expensive. But if we compare it to the other drugstore moisturizers on the market, like CeraVe, Cetaphil, that come in a jar, Vanity Cream, it is a lot more expensive still compared to those. If you watch my May Fast 5 review video, you will recall how I stunned everybody by saying I actually tried out a Tree Hut sugar scrub, the Jelly Bear one. I am still finishing that jar journey, but I wanted to try this. This is their pre-shave foaming polish, and I was drawn to try this because it's a mechanical exfoliant with lactic acid in it. Lactic acid is hydrating, but it's also a chemical exfoliant, and this product is intended to help to cut down on the formation of ingrown hairs by helping to exfoliate any buildup that you may have on the skin surface of dry, rough skin texture. And the mechanical exfoliant in this is going to be the sugar. Now, if you're going to use a mechanical exfoliant, you want to be careful regardless of what the pursuit is, and only use it maybe a couple of times a week at most. And you want to be very gentle with your pressure in using it, just soft circular motions, especially if you are actually using this product as intended to cut down on shave irritation. The last thing you want to do is sand and buff really aggressively and then shave over it. That can really lead to a lot of irritation. The other tip when it comes to a mechanical exfoliant such as this is make sure you have been in the shower for a bit or in the tub soaking for a bit, so that skin's outermost layer, the stratum corneum, gets good and hydrated. That makes it a lot easier to mechanically exfoliate. It's a light vanilla scent. It does not actively really strongly scent your skin. That being said, it does scent the skin a bit, but not nearly as strong or as long lasting as the sugar scrub. I'm not someone who gets ingrown hairs. I do think this could help reduce those, but here is why I was motivated to try it. Off label, if you will. I wanted to see how it performed for rough and bumpy skin on the upper arms, which I myself get from time to time, because a lot of people who get keratosis pilaris, that condition where you have the dry buildup of rough bumps around the hair follicles, especially on the upper arms, the thighs, they like to use a mechanical exfoliant to slough that away. And one that's really popular is from First Aid Beauty, their KP Bump Eraser. So I was wondering if this might be a more affordable alternative to that. And I have to tell you, it does leave the skin nice and soft, nice and smooth, helps reduce those little dry, rough bumps. It has lactic acid. In contrast to that one, it doesn't have glycolic acid, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it couldn't be as effective. Now that one you can get free of fragrance, which is my preference. But if you're not allergic to fragrance and or you have already been using the KP Bump Eraser with fragrance, then I would seriously consider trying this out as an alternative because it's $9.99 for 7 ounces, which works out to about $1.43 per ounce. Whereas the KP Bump Eraser is like $30 for 8 ounces, which works out to about $3.75 per ounce. So quite a bit of savings here. You can just use it to the upper arms to smooth out that dry, rough, and bumpy skin. It really does work well in that way. Similar to how people are using their sugar scrubs to soften and smooth dry, rough skin texture. You could use this one. You get a little chemical exfoliation in there as well. I think it's really effective in that regard, and I've been really happy with it. Honestly, Tree Hut, they're gonna have fragrance, which I've commented before. I love to have fragrance-free options from Tree Hut, but that's not really their modus operandi, right? Like, they're known for the scents. But many of their skincare products, the shave oil, the body wash, really perform well. Not drying, not stripping, hydrating. They work well, and they're pretty affordable. So I've liked that. Speaking of smelly good stuff, Josie Maran sent me some of her body butter samples, and I finished all 4 of them. Bohemian Fig, Vanilla Vibes, Topless Tangerine, and Golden Hour. So these body butters are argan oil based, as is everything in her lineup. That's her whole thing, argan oil, which is an emollient. Emollients help to soften and smooth dry, rough skin. They may also provide some antioxidants, plant-based emollients like argan oil. In addition to the argan oil, there's also sunflower seed oil and avocado oil. And of course, this has shea butter, which can help reduce water loss from the skin as an occlusive, and it has glycerin, which is very hydrating. These actually perform pretty well. They're not as good as like a Gold Bond or a Eucerin as far as imparting that deep hydration into the skin, where you notice more of a plumping and subtle firming effect. You don't really get that with these, but they are nice body moisturizers overall. However, they're like $16 for the 2 ounces of this, which is very expensive. Now, let's talk about the scents, because I actually love the scents as far as a fragrance. The Bohemian Fig has sort of a vanilla orchid aroma to it. The Topless Tangerine is one of my favorites because it's not like citrus cleaner, you know, like a household cleaner citrus. It's a really nice light grapefruit. It's a lot more balanced with a bit of an orange, but not orange crush, orange slice soda. Golden Hour is more of a musk, and then Vanilla Vibes is a very, very sweet vanilla, like a vanilla cupcake frosting. I do like these little travel packets. 16 bucks is pretty expensive for the true purposes of I need a body moisturizer for my skincare routine, for my nighttime skincare routine. This is not the best option, and it's also not the most cost effective in the long run, especially the way, like I said, I moisturize my body. I really do moisturize arms, chest, back, stomach, thighs, lower legs, feet. So it'd be way too expensive to actually moisturize your body daily with these. You guys know I do a double cleanse at night. I use either a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil to break up cosmetic residue, break up my mascara, break up water resistant sunscreen, films, and then I get in the shower and I actually wash my face with a mild facial cleanser. So I recently started using this popular product from Anua, the Heartleaf Pore Control Cleansing Oil. This is really popular. Like, you see everybody claiming up and down that this is amazing. It's wonderful. It's been fine. It's got macadamia seed oil, moringa seed oil, and jojoba seed oil. I often will get questions, why not just rub those oils on your face? The advantage of a cleansing oil is that it does have emulsifiers in it, which allow the product to then rinse off, coupled with the gunk, right? The cosmetic residue. So that's the difference there. So it has emulsifiers plus those oils. This has heartleaf extract. Heartleaf extract is something that contains antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds. This does have fragrance in it. The fragrance is kind of on the stronger side, in my opinion. It's not as bad or as hit you in the face as many scented facial cleansers tend to be, but it's definitely there. And the thing I find interesting about it is it's marketed for people who have have oily skin, as though its makeup is strikingly different from any cleansing oil in such a way to make it uniquely specific and beneficial for people who have oily skin. Any cleansing oil is going to be helpful for removing sebum off the skin surface. Any cleansing oil is going to help remove that residue that can contribute to irritation around the pores and may mix with some of your oils, some of your dense skin cells, and contribute perhaps to comedone formation. But that is not unique to this cleansing oil. I think a lot of people who have oily skin, prominent pores, choose that one because it's marketed to them and they think that that's going to be a good one necessarily. But just keep in mind that any cleansing oil you chose would achieve those outcomes. And there isn't anything about this cleansing oil or any cleansing oil that I've tried that actually has something that targets oil production, sebum. Those of you who have oily, breakout prone skin, don't assume that this is the cleansing oil for you based on the claims around it. Worked fine, but not one I would go after again. My favorite, and it's actually a lot more affordable, although I need to check because A, prices go up of things, and B, stuff gets discontinued behind my back all of the time. Only when I'm in the editing stages of a video do I realize, oh my gosh, is that not a thing anymore? Darn. It's the Softimos Speedy Cleansing Oil. That's a great option. Fragrance-free, gets the job done, affordable, oily, dry, acne-prone, whatever your skin type is, that's fine for you. There's nothing about a cleansing oil that is necessarily skin type specific. You know, if you're allergic to something in a given cleansing oil, avoid that. It's not for you. Last but not least, let's talk about this red lipstick. I say in air quotations. This month I did a big trying out tons of SPF lip balms. And if you caught that video, this that I'm wearing right now is the Black Girl Make It Pop Sungloss in the shade French Kiss. I've seen a lot of comments from videos where I'm wearing this saying, oh, I love that lipstick, but it's actually a sunscreen on my lips that I'm wearing. And I've been loving it. I've been wearing it a lot lately, this past month in particular. I find myself gravitating towards it because it really is like I'm wearing a lipstick. It's a mineral sunscreen, which I also find amazing because mineral sunscreens tend to be very chalky, but this really just looks like lipstick. It's fragrance and flavorant free, which I also adore. It's moisturizing, it's not drying. It has decent longevity on the lips too, like it stays on pretty well. It's not water resistant though. And for that reason, as you are drinking, sipping, it does rub off. I will say one thing that I have encountered with this is that if you drink water out of a water bottle, you know how sometimes you get a little water droplet like in your Cupid's bow? So I found that drinking out of a water bottle with this on, it does end up starting to creep up a little bit onto your upper lip. And if you're not careful and you're drinking out of a water bottle, doing your work at your computer, and then all of a sudden your boss comes by, you might just end up looking like the Joker, you know, with it kind of all over the place. But otherwise, it's been amazing. I really like it. But speaking of the color thing too, if you don't want basically glorified lipstick, they have a clear, colorless sungloss that does not have fragrance or flavor. Now that one's a chemical sunscreen. I've loved that as well. Check out the SPF lip balm video though from this past month if you're looking for more recs where you can actually see what they look like on. Anyway, y'all, that is a wrap up with regards to the Fast 5, 5 skincare products that I dabbled in throughout the month of June. Speaking of the SPF lip balm video, I'm gonna link that on the end slate if you want to check it out next. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.